Ever wonder what happens to that drill you returned to Walmart last week? The one that worked perfectly fine, but you just changed your mind about? Here's the truth nobody talks about. That tool isn't going back on the shelf at full price. It's entering a massive underground economy that most shoppers have absolutely no idea exists. Walmart processes millions of returned power tools every single year, and what they do with them is both shocking and incredibly profitable for people who know the system. We're talking about an operation so sophisticated that it makes Amazon's return process look primitive. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly where these tools end up, how Walmart extracts maximum value from every single return, and most importantly, how you can get in on some seriously incredible deals that most people walk right past without even noticing. Because here's what the big box stores don't want you to know. Returns aren't losses anymore. They're profit centers. And understanding this system can save you thousands on professional-grade equipment. Let's start with what actually happens the second you hand that drill back to customer service. The associate scans it, prints your refund receipt, and then something interesting happens. That tool doesn't go back to the shelf. Instead, it gets tossed into a bin behind the returns desk alongside dozens of other power tools, garden equipment, and hardware that came back that day. Most people assume Walmart just restocks everything. But here's the reality that retail managers won't tell you. Only a fraction of returned power tools ever see the sales floor again at full price. The rest enter a sorting process that's more complex than most warehouse operations. Walmart's return processing centers operate around the clock, with dedicated teams whose entire job is evaluating returned merchandise and determining optimal disposition strategies. Think about the scale here. Walmart operates over 4,000 stores in the United States alone. Each store processes hundreds of returns daily. That means millions of items flowing backward through the supply chain every single week. Power tools represent a significant category because they're expensive, frequently purchased for single projects, and have generous 90-day return windows. This creates a perfect storm of opportunity for people who understand where these tools end up. The sorting process determines their fate based on condition, return reason, packaging state, and current inventory levels at distribution centers. Walmart's return processing centers grade every single power tool on a sophisticated scale that would make quality control engineers jealous. Top-tier returns are essentially brand new, pristine condition. Maybe someone opened the box, realized they bought the 18-volt instead of the 20-volt system, and returned it within days without even removing the plastic wrap from the tool itself. These tools get repackaged using specialized equipment, receive fresh barcodes indicating open box status, and get sent back to stores as open box items with modest discounts. We're talking somewhere around 10 to 20% off, which honestly isn't bad for something that's technically never been used and still carries full manufacturer warranties. Smart contractors know to check open box sections first because you're getting factory fresh equipment at discount prices just because someone changed their mind. Mid-grade returns show minor cosmetic damage or missing accessories, but are otherwise fully functional. Perhaps the battery charger walked away, or there's a scuff mark on the housing from being dropped on a garage floor. Or maybe the hard case has a crack, but the tool inside is perfect. These tools get deeper discounts and end up in clearance sections, or Walmart's online outlet channels, where deal hunters monitor constantly for notifications. I know a Finnish carpenter who outfits his entire crew with these types of returns. He figures a scratch on a drill doesn't affect how straight it drives screws. And saving money per tool means he can invest in better saw blades and premium fasteners that actually matter for quality work. But here's where it gets really interesting. And this is where most people have no clue what's happening behind the scenes. Lower grade returns, the ones with heavier wear, missing multiple parts, unknown functionality, or damage that makes retail resale impractical, those enter a completely different pipeline that's absolutely fascinating. Walmart doesn't have the time, labor costs, or warehouse space to individually test and repair thousands of questionable power tools scattered across their distribution network. The economics simply don't work when you're paying workers to troubleshoot why a circular saw won't turn on. So instead, they bulk sell them to specialized liquidation companies by the literal truckload. I'm talking about pallets stacked high, wrapped in industrial shrink wrap, containing DeWalt drills, Milwaukee saws, Ryobi sanders, Craftsman routers, Hart impact drivers, and hyper-tough everything mixed together like some kind of tool warehouse fever dream that either makes you rich or teaches you expensive lessons. These liquidation companies, with names like B Stock, Direct Liquidation, and BLQ, pay significantly reduced prices, sometimes just a fraction of retail value. Do the math on that. A pallet containing tools with substantial retail value might sell to liquidators for a small percentage of that amount. Then these liquidation companies turn around and sell those pallets to resellers, flea market vendors, pawn shop operators, and online flippers who are willing to gamble on mystery tool lots with no guarantees, no warranties, and absolutely no idea what percentage will actually function properly. Now, some of you are probably thinking that sounds like absolute junk, right? Random returned tools that might not even work, mixed with who knows what kind of damage or missing parts. But here's the secret that professional resellers and liquidation buyers know from years of experience testing thousands of these pallets. The actual failure rate on these liquidation lots is considerably lower than you'd expect based on the horror stories and worst-case scenarios people imagine. People in this business report that a significant majority of tools in lower-grade liquidation lots are either fully functional right out of the box or need only minor repairs like new batteries, replacement brushes, or cleaning corroded contacts. Think about why this is. Most people return power tools not because they're broken, but because they finished their project and don't want to keep the tool, or they bought the wrong brand to match their existing battery system, or their spouse complained about spending money, or they simply experienced buyer's remorse after realizing they'll use a tile saw maybe twice in their entire life. That means many returns are working tools that just couldn't be easily resold at retail. So here's the type of math that makes resellers successful. When you buy a pallet at a discounted price containing tools with significant retail value, and most of them work perfectly or need minimal parts, you're looking at substantial functional equipment for a fraction of the original cost. People are building entire businesses just flipping these returned Walmart power tools on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist, and OfferUp, testing them honestly, pricing them fairly, and profiting from the difference between liquidation cost and resale value. But Walmart's return processing doesn't stop at liquidation auctions and bulk sales. Some return tools never leave Walmart's ecosystem at all. Instead, they get routed directly to something most shoppers have never heard of unless they've specifically gone looking for deals. And that's Walmart's resale program. This is an initiative where Walmart partners with specialized recommerce platforms to sell returned, refurbished, and open box items directly through their own website infrastructure. You can literally browse a dedicated section on Walmart's website right now that's entirely filled with returned merchandise at deep discounts, and power tools represent a massive category here because of their high value and strong demand. Returned Hart tools, hyper-tough sets, and even premium name brand Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita, and Ryobi units show up regularly at substantial discounts off retail prices. The genius part of this strategy is that Walmart keeps these sales completely in-house instead of losing profit margin to liquidators and middlemen. They've essentially cut out the liquidation companies and are selling directly to bargain hunters, capturing more value per returned item, while still offering customers verified working tools at competitive prices. Each listing shows the item condition, includes photos of the actual unit you're buying, and comes with Walmart's standard return policy if it doesn't meet your expectations. Smart shoppers monitor this section frequently because new inventory drops constantly as returns get processed. Another fascinating destination for return power tools is Walmart's Renewed program. This operates similarly to Amazon Renewed, where items get professionally inspected, tested, repaired if necessary, and then resold with limited warranties. Imagine getting a factory refurbished impact driver with a warranty at significantly less than the new version costs. Same tool, same performance, just a previous owner who decided they didn't need it. Professional contractors quietly buy these Renewed tools because they understand power tools are incredibly durable, and a return doesn't automatically mean defective. Now let's talk about something that'll really blow your mind. Walmart actually donates some returned power tools. Tools that aren't worth the hassle of liquidation sometimes get donated to vocational schools, job training programs, and nonprofit organizations. This serves two purposes. First, Walmart gets a tax write-off. Second, they build goodwill while clearing warehouse space. I've seen trade schools with workshops equipped with donated returns, from table saws to pneumatic nailers. Students learn on equipment that was written off after customers returned them for minor issues or buyer's remorse. Here's something most people don't realize about Walmart's return policy that feeds this entire ecosystem. Walmart accepts returns on power tools for 90 days with or without a receipt. That's one of the most generous return windows in retail. But here's the unintended consequence. Some people take advantage constantly. They buy a chainsaw to clear storm damage, use it for a weekend, then return it. Or they purchase an expensive drill set, use it for a single project, and bring it back. Walmart knows this happens, but the cost of fighting returns and losing customer loyalty is higher than just accepting them and funneling everything into resale channels. The liquidation pipeline I mentioned earlier has actually created entire cottage industries and businesses that didn't exist 10 years ago. There are entire YouTube channels and online communities dedicated exclusively to buying Walmart return pallets, documenting the unboxing process, testing every single tool, and showing viewers exactly what's inside these mystery lots. Some of these content creators and resellers are making substantial incomes buying liquidation lots, testing the tools thoroughly, fixing minor issues that take minimal time and money, and reselling them locally through Facebook Marketplace or online through eBay and their own websites. Successful resellers have documented their processes buying pallets of Walmart tool returns at various price points. After spending time testing items, they typically find a mix of fully functional power tools with absolutely nothing wrong, additional tools that needed simple fixes like new batteries or carbon brushes that cost very little, and a smaller percentage of items that aren't worth repairing at all. The key insight is understanding that most returns aren't actually broken. They're just unwanted for various reasons. Someone bought the wrong voltage for their battery system, changed their mind after getting home, finished their one project, or decided they didn't need to own the tool long-term after all. That fundamental reality creates opportunity for people willing to test, verify, and resell these items to buyers who want name brand tools at significant discounts below retail pricing. But here's where it gets even more interesting for regular shoppers who aren't trying to build resale businesses or flip pallets for profit. Walmart's in-store clearance sections are absolute goldmines for returned power tools if you know exactly when to look and understand how their markdown processes actually work. Many Walmart stores follow similar patterns for processing returns and applying markdowns to items that haven't sold within specific time windows. Store managers and inventory specialists regularly review slow-moving merchandise and apply additional discounts to clear space for new incoming inventory. The key is developing consistency in your shopping habits. Shoppers who visit clearance sections regularly, multiple times per week or even daily, often find the best deals because returned items move through the system constantly as they're processed from customer service to the back room to the clearance end caps. The inventory turns over as new returns get processed and marked down, creating fresh opportunities for deal hunters who understand the rhythm and timing. Competition is real, though. Many contractors and serious DIers have figured out this pattern and monitor clearance sections at their local Walmarts like clockwork, scanning for deals before the general public even knows they exist. The early bird really does get the worm when it comes to clearance tool shopping. Another destination for Walmart's returned power tools that surprises people is their discount subsidiary stores in certain markets. Walmart has been experimenting with outlet locations that exclusively sell returned, damaged packaging, and overstock merchandise. These stores aren't everywhere yet, but in regions where they exist, the deals can be substantial. We're talking brand new in-box power tools with dented packaging selling for significant discounts just because the box got crushed in shipping. The tool inside is untouched, never used, but because the packaging isn't retail ready, Walmart can't sell it at full price in regular stores. So it gets shipped to these outlet locations where price-conscious contractors and DIers discover incredible values. If you have one of these outlet stores near you, it's worth checking out regularly because inventory changes constantly. Here's something that might make you rethink your relationship with returns in general. Walmart's return ecosystem means the company has essentially built an entire circular retail economy around customer returns and resale. They've calculated that the goodwill they generate from generous return policies outweighs the cost of processing and reselling returned merchandise through multiple channels. Every returned item enters a sophisticated sorting system that determines the optimal path for extracting maximum value. Some items go back on shelves at modest discounts. Others get deeper clearance markdowns. Many flow to online resale platforms. Thousands get bulk liquidated to specialized buyers. Some get refurbished and resold with warranties. Others get donated for tax benefits. The percentage that actually gets destroyed or recycled is much smaller than most people think because the secondary market infrastructure has become too profitable and well-developed to ignore. The international angle here is fascinating too. Walmart doesn't just liquidate returns domestically. Some pallets of returned power tools get shipped to international markets, where demand for American brands is high, but access is limited. Countries in Central America, parts of Asia, and other regions have thriving markets for liquidated American retail returns. Entrepreneurs in these regions buy container loads of Walmart returns, sort through them, repair what needs fixing, and resell working tools at prices that undercut local retail while still making substantial profits. That drill you returned in Kansas might end up in a hardware store in another country 6 months later, providing affordable tools to markets that otherwise couldn't access these brands at reasonable prices. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Is buying returned or liquidated Walmart power tools safe? The answer depends on the channel. If you're buying through Walmart's official resale or renewed programs, absolutely yes. Those items have been inspected, tested, and come with some form of warranty or return protection. You're getting verified functionality with recourse if something doesn't work. If you're buying from Walmart's clearance sections, you can physically inspect items before purchase and return them if they don't work, so the risk is minimal. If you're buying liquidation pallets sight unseen, you're taking calculated risks that require understanding and pricing accordingly. Professional liquidation buyers never pay more than they can afford to lose because they know some percentage of items will be unsellable. But for individual shoppers buying from Walmart's clearance sections or online outlet channels, the risk is quite manageable because you can inspect items before committing or return them if they don't meet expectations. Here's a practical tip that contractors and serious DIYers use religiously. Walmart's online clearance and outlet sections update constantly throughout the day as returned units get processed and added to online inventory. Tools that show in stock at full price in the morning might be marked down substantially by afternoon as returns flow through the system. Setting up alerts for specific brands or tool categories can give you early notification of these deals before they sell out. Many successful bargain hunters use various apps and browser extensions that monitor price changes and alert them when items they're watching get marked down. This gives them first opportunity at deals before casual shoppers even know they exist. The economics of Walmart's return processing reveal something important about modern retail that most consumers don't fully appreciate. Returns are no longer viewed primarily as losses or customer service costs. They're alternative revenue streams that feed multiple profit centers. Walmart has built sophisticated logistics and partnerships around extracting maximum value from every returned item through various channels. Some tools get resold at minor discounts through regular stores. Others get refurbished and sold with warranties through specialized programs. Many get liquidated in bulk to buyers who understand how to profit from mixed lots. Some get donated for tax benefits and community goodwill. The percentage that actually gets destroyed is kept to an absolute minimum because the infrastructure for capturing value from returns has become so sophisticated and profitable. Every item that comes back gets evaluated for the highest value disposition path available. What does all this mean for you as a power tool shopper trying to get the best value? First, never assume a returned power tool is automatically defective or inferior. The vast majority of returns happen for reasons completely unrelated to functionality. People change their minds, buy wrong models, finish projects, or simply experience buyer's remorse. Second, actively explore Walmart's lesser-known resale channels beyond just walking into stores. Check their online outlet sections, browse the renewed program, visit stores at different times to catch clearance deals, and consider outlet stores if you have access to them. Third, understand that the return tool market is massive, growing, and increasingly competitive. More people are discovering these opportunities, which means the best deals go to shoppers who act quickly and know where to look. Fourth, if you're entrepreneurial and willing to test and repair tools, consider exploring liquidation pallets as a potential side income. The barriers to entry are relatively low, and the potential returns can be significant if you're thorough, honest, and willing to put in the work of testing and listing items. The returned power tool ecosystem at Walmart isn't just about saving money on quality equipment. It's about understanding how modern retail works behind the scenes and using that knowledge strategically to your advantage. Every time you return something, you're feeding a complex machine designed to recover maximum value through multiple profitable channels. Walmart isn't losing money on your return. They're redirecting it into channels that still generate substantial revenue while maintaining strong customer satisfaction. Smart shoppers tap into these channels and benefit from other people's buyers' remorse, indecision, or simple change of heart. The tools are out there, often in excellent condition, priced at fractions of retail. You just need to know where to look and when to strike.